The story is called The Golden Turtle. This is actually a folk tale. It is a story that has been passed only from older generations to younger generations. It was later on written by Garvey's Finn. This does not mean that he only composed this story. Perhaps he had heard this story just like we hear many tales from our parents and grandparents, and he decided to write this down in text form. As you can already understand, this story is about a golden turtle who turns out to be a magical creature. Let us begin this chapter. The main character of the story is Kobashi Ishii. He was a poor fisherman who used to fish in the sea in his old leaky boat. As a result of his poor equipments, he caught just enough to feed his family. Now you may be wondering, what was the problem here? See, he was a fisherman by occupation. In order to earn money, he needed to catch more fish so that he could sell those in the market. But because he is poor and does not have larger fishing nets or fast boats, he was only able to catch a small quantity of fish that barely fed his family. If he does not have extra fish after eating, how will he earn money and purchase better fishing equipments? This was Kobashi's never-ending poverty. The other fishermen laughed at Kobashi's sad state. Sad state means sad situation, but Kobashi was sweet-natured. He did not mind their rude behavior at all, and instead smiled and waved at them. He then threw one end of the fishing net he had into the water and set off with his day. He was happy and sang joyfully because he loved the sea, the taste of salt on his lips and the warmth of sun on his face. One day, his net sank under the boat. Something heavy was trapped in it. He tugged and tugged, but it was so heavy that he was unable to raise it. The sun had begun to set, and he had to get back to the shore. So he tied the net to the boat and rowed with all his strength. It took him a long time to get back because of the weight of the catch. When Kobashi reached the shore, he was so exhausted that he slipped and fell on the sand. While trying to pull his boat up the sandy shore, the other fishermen found even this funny and started to laugh at him. They began teasing him by asking if he had caught some whale. They knew that Kobashi's old net could not even catch plenty fish, forget about catching a whale. They actually mocked him and thought that Kobashi had probably picked up some trash from the sea. The fishermen were shocked because they saw that the net had caught a turtle with bright yellow shell which shone like polished gold. It had a huge head and its eyes sparkled fiercely. The fishermen were surprised that Kobashi was able to catch this turtle. They estimated that this turtle would be worth a lot of money if Kobashi sold it in the market. But Kobashi saw that the turtle looked sad and was staring at him. Its mouth was opened wide as it was finding it difficult to breathe on land. The turtle seemed to realize that its end was near as it was caught in the net. It seemed to express its sadness through its large eyes, and Kobashi understood it. Being the sweet-natured man he was, he pushed the turtle back until it was close to the sea, without giving a second more to spare. He wanted to save the turtle's life, so he was returning it to the sea from where it came. The fisherman cried to Kobashi to stop, but he continued to finally push the turtle into the water. At this act, the fisherman called Kobashi a fool because he could have made a great amount of money if he sold the turtle. After 1 year of this incident, he hears someone calling him while he was heading home in his boat. Taro. Taro means eldest son in Japanese. But that doesn't mean his parents were calling him in the middle of the sea. Kobashi was scared because he could not find any person near him. Out of fear, he asked who was calling him. Turns out it is the golden-shelled turtle. He had saved the turtle's life a year back, and now it had returned to thank him his kindness. The golden turtle offered Kobashi to come along with it and see the wonderful riches of the underwater world. Kobashi agreed. He saw a palace made of red coral and sparkling crystals. The carpet was made of silver pearls. He met gleaming sharks, green octopuses, giant crabs, lobsters, and thousands of tiny silver fish. The underwater world was even more beautiful than the surface world he lived in. The turtle requests Kobashi to stay along with them. It says that Kobashi will never have to fish again and toil for money. He would be taken good care of if he stayed with them. Moreover, the other fishermen will never bully Kobashi again. But Kobashi refuses. He will miss his family and his leaky old boat if he stayed underwater with them. He would miss his loved ones and feel lonely there. The turtle then expresses his wish to reward Kobashi for saving its life. It offers him jewels to take along with him. Kobashi again declines this offer. To him, the turtle's kindness and love is actually a treasure to receive. The turtle respects his decision and carries him back to the seashore. Kobashi's net was never empty after that. Even during the difficult times, he returned with the finest catch. The other fishermen felt ashamed of their behavior with Kobayashi because even after everything, Kobayashi shared his good fortune with everyone. In spite of being very poor in the beginning of the story, he felt it was important to save the turtle's life. Kobayashi felt the turtle's pain, which is why he decided to let it go. He knew he could get out of poverty if he had sold it in the market, but he didn't. This shows his compassionate nature. He is contented as even after being offered jewels as reward, he refuses to accept it because he feels that the turtle's kindness was even more valuable than material wealth. He would rather continue toiling every day to earn his bread because he finds happiness in doing it. Kobashi has a humble attitude. Even after earning profits from his increased catch, he decides to share his good fortune with everyone in his village.